Well, well, well. Here we are. And the Six Nations 2025 has begun. And we thought we would hop on here on FR UK Rugby and give you our immediate reactions to that game. Seeing as we are a channel that loves its French rugby, that delves deep into French rugby, we thought we'd pick the bones out of that French result. And look, if you don't want to know the result of the game, I'm going to spoil it for you now. So go away and watch the game, then come back. 43-0. Joe Worsley, top line, big picture thoughts off the back of that one.
Wales were motivated. They tried their hardest. They really got stuck in. Some great tackling individually, put some passes together, some phases together, but they just couldn't. They couldn't affect the French team. The French team weren't, especially after the first half hour, weren't fully into it. I don't think their second half was quite calm. So it's a little bit ominous for Wales. I don't think you can tell too much about France, other than some positive performances from certain players we get on to talk about. But that first sequence of play really spoke volumes to me. Wales counter-attack, like 8 phases they put together, passing, playing okay. And then as soon as there's a turnover, bang, 50-22. France in their half, 2 phases later, they're over the line. They got held up that time, but that was a reflection of the kind of 2 different teams you have. You have a team that have to batter away for phase after phase and relatively ineffective, readable. Then you got this other team that can act quickly, accelerate the play, and just after a couple of phases, boom, they've got you. So that kind of speaks volumes for those 2 teams.
You see that that's a World Cup winning mind and a coach as well. My thoughts were, oh, Dupont's proper good, isn't he?
It is proper good as well, though. Don't get me wrong.
Do you know what? I will just say at this point, actually.
Give it anyway. That sidestep he did on Liam Williams after he made the break is just like, that's not bad.
I should just say, actually, we're trying this out. Just hopping on live after a game. If you appreciate that and you like that and you're in with us, just drop a little thumbs up on the video. Help spread the word. We're starting this channel. We love our French rugby, and we're young and wanting to grow. So with your help, we can. So give it a little thumbs up. Leave a comment down below your reflections on that French performance. Joe, that combination of just mutant, massive men and insane individual skills is just ridiculous.
Yeah, Midfield was actually quite quiet. They put some good hits on him and shut him down relatively well, but it just sometimes the way the French picking, accelerating the play, pop in, getting some offloads, and then bam, behind that they got people like Dupont who can just rip you to shreds. It's just a combination that's so hard to defend. You felt sorry for the opponent, but yeah, some of their mutants. Antonio was quite busy today. I think he's still very much first choice. Mavaka, Marchand are both very good. Don't know who you picked there. Groh did really well, didn't he? That's some good handling for him. But then Bai comes on, and then scrummage are good. He's throwing passes out the back. He was incredible.
Has Miafu ever been stopped dead on the contact line? He just seems to. It'd be like if like a big ocean liner went into a port, it would just kind of keep going,
smashing through it.
Yeah,
no, he's
unreal.
He's certainly a Pokemon of some kind, very evolved one to smash through things. Unstoppable. But I don't think Rumat was good in the second row, though.
No, I totally agree with you.
That's one thing. That's one thing that just didn't work. The line out, okay, you got to have him in the team somewhere. I don't think that was a. That's not a goer. He's been injured. He's
right, and on that, and just jump.
Back row.
Yeah, just jumping ahead to next week then, and just thinking about, because the win was inevitable. It was just by how many, and they did some good things, but there's room for improvement. But England next week, if they don't have Flamont and still don't have Penno, although we can come on to Atasogby, and Temak as well.
Yeah,
looks like he's going to be out for at least the next game.
Yeah, I mean, that's one good thing we can say. Make the game maybe more possible for England to do well next week. After that, will Ramos play there? Will Jalibert play there? Dupont? Not sure. You've got 2 amazing 10s there. You're going to probably pick one of those and keep Dupont at 9. But I think next week you're going to have, I don't know, because then you got who are you going to bring in second row? Gilliard did all right, or do maybe for a line out, but then or you stick. I don't know. It's a tough one because you got to shift probably Bourdon will probably get dropped. I'd say he get dropped if you put Rumet in the back row, but he's an incredible player too. So
Yeah.
yeah, they got slight issues there because the England lineout's going to be pretty good, and both Steve Borthwick really can.
I
Still
think
coaches
I think
himself, I
England will
believe, so he
definitely
handles it.
go. And again, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We've got a game here to talk about, but I think
Yeah,
England will
let's cover
definitely
this one
go
first.
with probably Chesham or Cunningham
Yeah.
South starting next week just to try and take advantage of that, which Wales couldn't. Did you think, right? So again, I want to pick your brain as a coach and a player of distinction. Were Wales just too predictable? Because from what I could see, France's defensive line was just 14 men up in the line because Wales never even tried to vary it. And you've already mentioned how good France were
Yeah.
at varying the play, short kicks, kick passes, long kicks, 50-22 attempts.
Yeah, but the France are very good as well at reading the collision, the breakdown. So they don't give away many penalties in defence. They contest at the right moments with the guys that can do it. So the times they contest, they normally won the collision. There's no risk. And the times they don't means that Wales actually might have got some fast ball, but then they got 14 players in that front line. It's tough to break it down. So the Welsh defence was good today, but yeah, the Wales team, sorry, the French defence was good today, but the Welsh team did struggle to break it down. At times they bent it a bit. They made, I think, maybe one line break. But like I say, they were putting together loads of phases at times and not really threatening. They got close at times, but I always felt like at some point this French team is going to turn them over and break them down. And behind that, when they do get that turnover, then they are dangerous and they did create things at those moments.
I've been described before, and I think I've said this to you, that I glaze Dupont. Can we just glaze Antoine Dupont for a minute? It strikes me that the guy, well, obviously he's amazing. That's stating the obvious, but he almost does the things you shouldn't do.
But he's, I mean, just his kicking today. That how he can 25 meters from his own line, he smashes it 50 meters down the pitch. You've got then a ruck on your 40-meter line, and you're having to play from your own half. It's just a nightmare. What do you do about that? And then obviously then the flip side of that in attack, just what you can do, just hopping behind the line. One guy shoots out, he'll pop it off to someone. One guy is a bit lazy, he'll make the break. If the winger comes up too high, he'll kick it across the pitch to the winger who's free. He's amazing.
Are the rest of that French team, do they effectively just train to react to Dupont? Because it does seem like he has the license and is willing to just do what he sees and what he wants. The kind of crabbing across the pitch sometimes, ball straight off the deck, others running backwards at other times.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it today. The support players are the key to how he plays. If those support players played like maybe an English style, they would be not expecting him to do what he does. They wouldn't be ready for what he does. Whereas that Toulouse style, which transfers to the French team with the number of Toulouse players they got and the way they want to play, is there's always going to be an option for an offload. There'll be a couple. One at 6 o'clock on him, there'll be people around him. But that is the real key to it, how they support him. Because if the support wasn't the same, the support was assuming he's going to carry this, go forward, get a ruck, and we have yet another ruck, then it wouldn't be the game that we saw today. They can always offload. There's always people in place. When he has to go to deck, it means you've defended well, basically, and shut them down. So many times today, they offloaded, carried on, and when that happens, that's when they're dangerous, really dangerous.
Yeah. And how would you rate the French performance out of 10? What mark would you give him?
I don't know. The second half was just they had the game in the bag. It was quite low key. It's really hard to judge it because 28-0 at half time is kind of game over. Fair play keeping it to 0. Some ballsy defense there kept that to 0. They'll be proud of that. But as a performance, it was steady. It was steady. It was a steady first game. I give it 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna just about to say 7, so we're in the same ballpark. Yeah, I do feel like France have got room to improve, and yet they're still doing some things so good. What about individual player ratings? And please leave your comment if there's any player. I don't actually know because we've hopped on so fast. I have no idea who the homme du match was. Do you know?
Me either, actually. I'm not sure. Atasogbe, maybe. Did he get a hat trick?
Yeah, maybe. I
Didn't
might
he?
have.
He said two.
Could have been Atasogbe. Might have been Aldrit actually. He
Yeah,
carried
but
like a
must be four to
machine.
give it to Dupont.
Oh, I've just seen. It was Gregory Aldrit.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of actions as
A
he does.
lot of work.
A lot of dog he puts in, brings that to the team. Him across are vital.
Yeah. So I'm just going to rattle through the French 23, and we can stop and have a chat on a couple of players, but just give a mark out of 10.
Sure.
Gut feeling. Don't think too much. Jean-Baptiste Gros.
7.
Malvaca.
7.
Antonio.
7.
Yeah.
Bad,
Yeah. It is cool though seeing Antonio still playing. Bear in mind. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but solid 7s. Good, decent.
Solid 7s. Yeah, take that. But yeah, the fact he was going to retire after the Rugby World Cup and he's still going, and there seems to be until Tatafu comes in and really establishes. It seems like they need him.
Let's give him an 8 because he was quite busy tonight.
Yeah, he was busy. He won a few scrum pens.
There you go.
Ruma.
I'm going to give him and Miafu 6s.
Okay, cool.
Because Miafu didn't do the usual amazing stuff he does. He wasn't bad.
Not many offloads, just lots of heavy carries. Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly. Ruma, the line-out was still good. He pressured theirs. He did what he came in for. He's just don't think he's a second row.
So help me out on this, Joe, as well. I'm never confident about which words I pronounce the S on the end and which I don't. So Francois Cross is is that Cro or Cross?
Cro.
Okay.
No, Cross.
Yeah, anyway, and because there's Gros.
I'm confusing myself now.
I'm never sure. Anyway, whichever one is Francois, the flanker. He's quite good. What do you give him?
I'm gonna give him a 7 as well.
Yeah,
because he was solid all night. Him Aldrip, I think he probably had more actions. I'll give him an 8, man of the match.
And Boudouin?
He was actually quite quiet, I thought. Of them all, I think he's down to 6 as well.
All right, cool. And Dupont?
I've got to give him. He made a couple of mistakes, huh? 1 or 2. Made a knock on, and
he's human.
One kick only went 45 meters, and not 50. So let's give him a solid 8, which is under his normal standards.
Yeah, and Tamak?
I thought he looked more like himself today, apart from the high tackle.
That little break that he saw, like, because there were some question marks over his wheels when he had that opportunity to score for Toulouse a few weeks ago in Durban, but you saw him drop the hammer and go through that gap.
Yeah, he's obviously getting fit again. So I thought he's solid today. I'll give him a 7. You see how he brings people into the team?
Yeah,
just distributing the ball and playing off things. Gives them a different dynamic. Be interested to see what happens there. Huh?
Yeah, we're going to find out about that pretty quickly. Moefana and Barassi in the midfield.
Barassi made a few errors as well. He didn't say this is my position, did he? I don't think after that they still know who's going to be Biku's replacement. So maybe you'll see. I don't know. Gaetan came on, did all right, but didn't do much. So I think that position's still up for grabs. So we'll give Barassi a 6.
The wingers then, Lebip and this kid Atisogbe. We've been talking about him on the channel. We went to Po, and it was Dan Robson was telling us we've got all sorts of content on the channel there. Go and check that out. It's in the feed right now. Dan Robson was raving about this kid Atisogbe, who would have been only just 19 at that point. He's been away with the French national team, and he looked on those Argentina tests. Now this kid's legit, isn't he?
Yeah, he looked like he was born for it, didn't he? He stepped right up and looked good. Everything he did was in the physical side of the game. He was good. His speed, his handling, his offloading a lot. One kick he did was fantastic.
Yeah,
I think he won the team 50 or 60 meters. So he showed a full range of skills. He's going to be some player.
And Ramos is having a brilliant season. What do you make of him today?
Yeah, he just floats around. But this is why it's interesting. If Burros was fit, who do you play? Because I'm sure England will come high ball crazy against them. Pressuring line out, high ball crazy. Ramos can be susceptible there. Wales didn't do it too much or too well. But yeah, he's an incredible player. and he's going to be in the team. So I reckon he might play 10 next week. But then Burros is not fit, so if Burros isn't fit, maybe Jalibert Ramos. We'll see. But he's great. I give him a solid 8 again today. Kicked really well. I think he pushed 1 maybe just around the park. He's another guy who just supports people really intelligently, and when there's an offload or a line break, he's always there. Fantastic player.
Rather than getting a number from you for all of the bench players, although just on that, it was pretty cool seeing them run on like a bomb squad on 49 minutes, about 5 or 6 of them. 6 players it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think the front row, the 2 Toulouse front row stood out for me. I'm trying to think who else. Garrett was all right. That try they score with when Baye did a Gidley and then Garrett's tucking it out the back. That was quite nice.
Yeah, that was lovely. But is there anyone from the bench you think might have played themselves into a starting job? We've already talked about like Ruma not playing well, Oridu and Guillard.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone. If Guillard plays, then you're going to move Ruma to the back row and take someone else's position. I think he'll stay in the team.
Yeah,
with the line out, or you got to pick Oridu. I think that they call it as well. So you need that caller in the side who calls the line out. It is vital. It is important. You need at least one out and out aerial guy.
All right, and let's just assume for a second that Ntimak is suspended next week, as probably expect him to be. Does Ramos step up to 10, or?
That's what I think. But who are you going to replace him with? You can play Atasogby if Peno's fit. You can stick Atasogby there, put Ramos up.
Barre's Leo Barre's in the
not
squad.
out now. BL Barre probably plays 15 more. Yeah, you put him
BL Barre, but there's also Leo Barre.
Yeah,
in the squad who has played 15 recently.
Jalibert is an incredible player. The only thing going against him is he had a little fit in the autumn and upset all the selectors. So, but he's been called back in, so there must be water under the bridge now. So I don't know. My gut feeling is you'd go Ramos, Jalibert. Because
interesting. We'll have time to get in.
Not bad under the high ball either. Yeah. Ramos isn't that great under the high ball.
It might change when Burros is fit as well, of course. But we'll have time to get into that over this week. I did see that the French television commentary, their description of Wales, just to return to them briefly, the French television description of Wales was, and I don't know if this was a pundit, I'm presuming maybe an ex-player, a lack of talent. And this word will sting, harmless.
Yeah. Harmless is probably the worst thing to be called, isn't it? Yeah, they're toothless, I suppose, at times you could say. But
there you go, that'll hurt as well.
I don't know, but when they create a fast ball, there's no one to leap on it. When there's turnovers, there's no one leapt on it. The 10 did all right at times. The guy, he's only played a handful of games there, I believe. He did okay at times. But it's just, they're just, it's a tough place they're in, aren't they? We talked about the team. They do have some class in there. Liam Williams, the second row's okay. Back row's all right. They fought, didn't they, at times? But it's just, they can't act as quickly as their French team. They haven't got quite as much X factor, or nearly as much X factor as that French team. And yeah, 43
right.
43 nil.
Look, thank you very much for watching. When are you back? When are you back to France? Are you going to get to watch any Six Nations in France?
I hope so, because it is always good fun. Everyone comes out to the pub, and everyone turns up like 5 minutes before the game starts. Suddenly, boom, it's full. And then when the game ends, it kind of empties out. If they've had a good win, it might stay a bit lively after that point. But the atmosphere is always banging any French pub you're in when the rugby's on. I do like it.
What's it like being a player winning in Paris?
Yeah, it's tough because you don't want to go out. After winning in a foreign capital, you normally stay in the hotel. Maybe you'd have to ask someone else about that one. And
it's like midnight always. So right, the autobiography is coming soon. Joe's got to keep his powder dry on the stories.
Yeah.
Joe, nice one. We'll catch up on the channel soon, but make sure you hit subscribe, leave your comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.